angles of your, okay, so Cynthia, tell us what just happened inside with Cardinal Roger Mahony.
Well, I can't really reiterate everything that happened, but to try to summarize it, I just really let him know how I feel that his position as a cardinal could be better well put to use, being honest, using more integrity, coming forward, and maybe stepping outside of the box and doing what he should be doing as a man in his position to change things and get the documents released and put in place some truth and integrity of the situation. Too many times I let him know that we have been destroyed as families, we meaning myself as a survivor of clergy sex abuse and rape, as well as my sister. I let him know how it's destroyed my family, how he needed to apologize to my mother for the destruction, and by no means was I excusing him for his part in continuing to allow this disgusting criminal acts of sexual exploitations of children continue during his reign as a cardinal within the Los Angeles Archdiocese. After all, he did let George Neville Rucker reside in Pacific Palisades for 10 years after he already knew that George Neville Rucker was a horrible, horrible pedophile, or one of the most prolific in the Los Angeles Archdiocese.
So what do you think? Do you think Cardinal Mahony heard what you said?
You know, it's hard to say. I believe that he may have heard it. I'm not sure that he listened. Are you going to take any follow-up action? Well, yes, I feel that I'm obligated to do so, because if I don't, then all it is just flowery words, and I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for me and my mother and my sister or my sons who have suffered immensely. I'm doing this for the greater good of the whole, and I'm just this little grain of sand trying to make a difference. I feel that it's my responsibility to do my part in what I can to change the way that things have been, and the only way that that's going to happen is by speaking out and letting the truth be known that even though Cardinal Mahony says that he's done things and has put things in place, I'm fully aware, as is many people in the public eye, victims, survivors, as well as just lay people, that he hasn't done nearly as much as he could. And it's a little bit like, I feel like he's very lackadaisy in his part in taking hold of his accountability and responsibility to the survivors and other victims, ongoing victims of these criminal crimes.
That's right. Yeah, I really felt a sense of what was Kathy Freeberg's reaction? What was it she said to you about it after talking to him?
Well, Kathy Freeberg, I can't reiterate to you word for word, but the gist of it was she was glad that I was able to tell him bluntly and frankly exactly where I was coming from, both as a survivor and adult child of these sexual criminal acts that happened by George Neville Rucker. She was glad that I was able to articulate and let him know where I was coming from with a vigor, unlike most of the survivors who are unable to speak and are usually very intimidated. Too intimidated, really. She didn't say that, but...
So you weren't intimidated by the Cardinal?
No.
How did he make you feel?
Sick to my stomach. I vomited during our meeting.
What part caused you to suddenly vomit?
I'm looking at him and the garb that he's in. The priestly garb makes me want to vomit. It reminds me of the priest George Neville Rucker when he was in that garb diddling my private parts, and I really have a hard time dealing with it.
That's good. I want to talk to your